So you've been taking your own sales calls and you believe it is now time for you to hire a sales team and start taking those sales calls off of your plate, leaving behind the days of having a wall-to-wall calendar. And it's definitely an exciting thing. However, what I want to talk about is the #1 biggest mistake that I see coaches, consultants, and high-ticket businesses make when they actually start bringing on a sales team that causes them to have their revenue drop, sometimes in half. And honestly, it's 100% avoidable. Let's say you have a coaching consulting offer, you're selling high ticket, you work with a company like ours to help you ramp up your leads and your phone calls, and you start bringing in clients. What ends up happening is you have what's called a good problem to have. All of a sudden, you have so many people booking out your calendar that one of two things happen. One, you start thinking about the opportunities. Well, if I had some salespeople, we could take double the amount of calls, or you might just start getting burned out of being on sales calls all day. It's usually one or a combination of these two things that make you think, I need to hire a sales team. The big mistake that people make is they get to this spot, they hire a sales team, and they start handing the calls over to them. They say, great, I'm gonna train you up, here's some examples of these calls, and they give all of their leads to these salespeople. Usually what happens is there is a learning curve. Because they're learning and they gotta get repetitions, what's gonna start happening is that enrollment rate's gonna go down. Potentially your revenue's gonna go down. Likely you're in a spot where you're already scaling up your ad spend because it's working really well when you're on the phones. But then you put somebody else on the phone and they're not producing at the same level of results. All of a sudden, you put yourself in a crunch, and if you didn't watch a video like this, you might not have seen that coming. What you gotta do when you're in that spot where your calendar is maxed out, you still wanna scale, you wanna bring on a sales team, we recommend hiring 2 salespeople. Once you have these salespeople, they are going to take the lower quality calls. This is contrary to everything everybody else talks about, but I can tell you this is key. You are going to take the highest quality calls for yourself early on. And then if they are the highest quality, the top 30% of leads, then they stay on your calendar. But if they're under that, you transfer all those calls to the other 2 salespeople. So now you are taking the cream of the crop. You're only having conversations with those highest quality leads. Then you're giving the other leads to the other salespeople, and you're having a real conversation. You're telling them that this is happening. They are gonna earn their stripes on these other leads, but you're gonna be helping them, walking through that process. And once they master those, that's when you're gonna open the floodgates, and the goal is to transition all the calls over to them, but they have to earn it. And you're gonna be very clear. You're gonna tell those salespeople, you are going on a 90-day trial, and we're gonna trial you with these leads, and you're gonna earn the right to the highest quality leads. You're gonna train those salespeople on how to actually go through your script. So if you haven't already done this, you're gonna go through, you're gonna transcribe what your sales process is like, the questions that you ask, you build out that script, have those salespeople start going through there, and then telling them, listen, you're going to train on these, you're gonna get repetition, but my goal, this is a 90-day trial, my goal is by the end of the 90 days to transition all my calls over to you if you hit the KPIs that we need to hit. And so what this is doing is you are protecting and insulating yourself during this transition, because you are making sure that you are enrolling all of those leads that you know should enroll by giving them to yourself in the meantime and taking the other leads and giving those to those new salespeople. You're trialing them over a 90-day period, seeing how they perform. They're gonna get repetition. Guess what they're gonna be excited for? The day you say, hey, I'm gonna start giving you some of these other leads. And what you should see is a seamless transition from you being the main advisor and salesperson in your business until you're ready to transition them all over. If that salesperson, those salespeople aren't the right people, they're not cut out for it, cycle through again, do another 90 days with another couple salespeople until you get the people that you know, hey, you're enrolling a good amount over here, you've passed the 90-day trial, I'm gonna start giving all my leads over to you, pull yourself out of sales calls. This is exactly what I did. I took the cream of the crop and then I handed the other ones off to the sales team. Now they performed because they were eager, they were hungry. I talked about how this was a trial. They were gonna be able to test this. They were gonna be able to grow. And soon enough they were performing, and then I was able to say, all right, time to hand off these leads over to you. That's what I wanted to do. And then they were performing even better, and we got to 200K within a pretty short time frame. That's the key. And I really believe this piece of information right here can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you found this valuable, please give this video a like, share it with somebody else that needs to hear this message. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. I want to continue to train you on the best marketing strategies. If you have any questions, let me know down there in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.